is June 16th, 2021. This is here I picked up a AC replacement. I was over there a while back and changed the guy's furnace, and he had a real old AC. And told him I'd go back in the springtime and check it, see what the charge was, and it was low on refrigerant. And he didn't want to dump any more money into the old unit, so I gave him a price a while back. He's finally calling me and telling me he wants to go ahead with it, and I'm going to go over there. I'm going to put a new 17-inch A coil on top of the Ruud furnace and put a little 2.5-ton condenser outside. I might reuse a line set, I'm not sure yet, because it's kind of in a tough spot to get in and out. We'll have to look at that. But the 30 amp fuse, 30 amp breaker over there, so I'm good for the 2.5. It's between 2 and 2.5 ton I need on that house because they're cooling the basement also. So I decided to go with the 2.5. It's like right on the borderline. So that's what we're going with. It's a newer furnace in there. Furnace is probably 8 months old, maybe, something like that. So it's an old round, I think it's an old round carrier. And I think Fluffy was living in there. It had all kinds of nested material. I might have a couple of, I think Mr. Fluffy's in the condensing unit. He's better off home in the AC. Well, it's just me and Mr. Grinch today, and Gumby. We'll try to get you some shots as I go along here. Am I going to get it all done in one day? I'm not sure. I might. If so, it's going to be a long day. It's probably like 7:15. I'm heading out. Lady didn't want me to get there too early. She said after 7:30 she'll be up. So. Oh, assholes and elbows today, Mama. Try to get this done. I got another one to do Friday. You're going to change out another York unit. That's the coil is really leaking bad in the unit. And, it's a micro channel. We'll put another condenser outside and change that coil in the air handler. She doesn't want to change the whole air handler. It's a lot more work to change the whole air handler, but that's what, you know, you gotta do what the people want, so. We're going to put a coil right on it. The other coil goes out that way. We're going to take it out. We're going to put a new coil on here and then tie it in. We got to take the old coil out. The old coil's going to cut this and take it right out here. All the shoulder's going to come out. We'll move some of it already. Well, last time I was here, I think I cleaned the coil with a brush, but once it's done, I could disconnect it here and drop the coil out. So I got the transition all tied in and taped off, all cross broke. Cut it up a little bit longer. I could have went more, but it worked out. I could have moved the whole furnace over, but that was just easier to do that. Just leave it where it was. Could have probably moved the whole furnace over, but then you didn't have no access to get this door open. So that's why I didn't want to move it over. They're going to be able to get access to clean out that chimney. If I would have went over, they wouldn't have been able to. So that's why You gotta kind of think ahead here. But, next thing I'm gonna do is set the condenser, blow these refrigerant lines out with compressed air with nitrogen. And I'll probably come around, I'll probably wrap these around like this. So if I ever have to take this coil out, it'll be easier to cut this and move them aside, right? That's what I'm probably gonna do, come around, wrap them around like that. Let's see how I flush out these lines. This is how I do it. I did have a rag on there, but it blew it right off. So I'm gonna put the new condenser right here. I got a new whip. Got this all tied in. I came down along the side and then out and in. So I have to get that cover off. You know, it's easy, nice and clean and out of the way. I'll put the sensing bulb on the bottom, like maybe 4 o'clock on the bottom over there. I just gonna wanna. I gotta put a nitrogen check on this before I wrap all this up. I got the outside condenser tied in. Stay bright 8. Do a nitrogen charge, make sure I'm good before I pull a vacuum. Yeah, it's just above 250. 256. We'll let that sit for a bit. I got this off. I got my vacuum. If I had a leak, that would be dropping. Let me get my vacuum set up over here. Alright, so I got the 3/8 hoses. I got the little 45 shut off, so I could depress the heater, so I could press the trader valves, and then when I'm done I can shut these off and open the valves. Not the greatest place to have it, but it'll be alright. So I put the pump over here. It was in the back before. I'm going to put it on over here. Relatively new pump, so I left it. Came over, put a T straight down. You don't need a trap because it's blowing through the coil. If you're pulling through the coil, you need a trap. If you're blowing through the bottom of the coil with the fan, you don't need a trap. I just have to seal up the chimney. I ran a new line up and over. I took the old one out. I ran a new plastic line all the way over into this trap. Taped it. And I put wire ties up over out of the way. The other one was kind of a little crusty. I gotta put all these shelves back here. But I could release the refrigerant. It's been pulling a good vacuum for, I don't know, a while. I gotta do the electrical whip yet. And getting close. Getting close here. Be done today. I don't know what time it's gonna be, but I think it come out good. I was thinking about running a new line set, but the way they had it jacked in there, and I already had it all encased, and to take this thing out of here, they got it all screwed in like a real lot of stuff. So for me to take this out of here would have been a lot of work. So I just reused the line set. I got no issue with that. It's a good one. I didn't know if I was going to change it or not, depending on how hot it was going to be. We'll just leave it. 62, it's really low. It's not the greatest place to put it, but I know it's a good. If you had a leak, you wouldn't have pulled a vacuum on it. Wouldn't have held a good charge, so I'm good with that. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna shut my little ball valves off here. And I can open up the refrigerant lines that it's not gonna blow into my vacuum. And then once that's open, I can shut this off. That's how I do it. We know I got a good vacuum on it. That's the most important thing. Them shut-offs stop it from blowing back into my vacuum pump, right? We're gonna have to run it and check the charge after. There's a second one I couldn't open with this wrench. Cut a little bit off of that, I think. Alright, I cut about a quarter off that. Let's see if it should still work. The other one, yeah, it still works the high. Let's see now if it goes in deep enough to open up the. I had a couple of them like that. They wouldn't. They must be a shallow king valve. So I had to cut a little bit off the end of that. I'm gonna do that to my other one too. Shut my vac pump off. Alright, so still goes plenty deep into that. I just had to cut a little bit off it, so we'll work on this. Not easy being cheesy, mama. Just hook up this whip and we'll be ready to go here. Okay guys, so I ran a 5-wire thermostat up to the thermostat, and a 2-wire goes out to the condenser. So the 5-wire coming down, the thermostat I have doesn't have a common on it, so I just wrapped up the blue on a common. So red goes to red. I don't know if you can see that. Red goes to red for that powers the thermostat. White is for the heat, W. Then you got green, G, which is the fan, runs the fan. And then the yellow pulls the condenser in. And then there's the other part that goes outside. And then the common goes outside for the condenser. So you got the common in yellow that goes outside to pull the condenser in. But you get the feed from the thermostat, which is the red, which feeds the power to the thermostat. Comes back on green and yellow on cooling. and then yellow goes out on this line, and common out to pull the condenser in, and white is strictly, red and white is for heat. And if she ever goes with a thermostat that has a common, I got it right here. I changed the switch because the switch was broken. Let me get this door back in and I'll show you upstairs. And I just tapped onto the line going outside because that line should be good going out. That shouldn't be a problem, but I did. Rip the thermostat wiring out because it was kind of, a lot of shit going on with it, so better to be safe than sorry. My motto. And here's the switch. It fell apart on me. She was loose as a goose, man. So I put a new switch too. So I got the red coming in with the jumper, red heat, white to white, yellow to yellow, green to green. This thermostat don't have a common. You want it set for 72, or what do you want it set for?
For 70.
70?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously this thermostat was in my truck, but the batteries need to be changed every 6. It'll say right on there when the batteries are getting low.
Okay. It'll say.
So you got a new thermostat wire, new battery, new thermostat, and new thermostat wires.
Okay.
So you shouldn't have any more issues. You want to save these batteries? They're still good. I got the chimney sealed up. We got this all done. I got it on the pad. Got about 12 inches from the house. That's good. I got a couple of feet behind here so I can get in there. Alright, see, we're a little low on subcooling. Gotta add a little bit. Bring that up to 9. Be good. Give it a little, how you doing? Bring that subcooling up a little bit. I want to overshoot it, put a little in, let it stabilize. Got good suction pressure there. Mine is on the subcooling is fine. Put a little in, let it run for a while. So our suction's at 110, superheat's at 15, subcooling's around 13 or so. Still dropping a little bit.